Last night on the debate, when the Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma was there, he spoke to me about what appeared to be an effective beef ban in Assam, an effective beef ban. And we got so many responses, many for, many against. But one thing was clear. Himanta Biswa Sharma was clear that one has to respect the sentiments of the majority community and not just carry out minority appeasement. There have been a lot of responses. Here is how his statement triggered a massive debate, and then our last debate on the beef ban in Assam.
He pulled no punches when he made the big declaration. Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma on the Tuesday edition of the debate said there is effectively a beef ban in the state of Assam.
In the state of Assam, you are not going to eat beef in a Hindu, Jain, Sikh-dominated village, and you are not going to eat beef within the 5-kilometer radius of a temple and satra, even inside your house. So that is the law we are proposing. We have not banned consumption of beef, but certainly we have regulated consumption of beef, and I am proud to do that, and I am extremely proud by introducing that legislation in the floor of the Assembly.
The controversy was triggered with the introduction of Cattle Preservation Bill in Assam Assembly.
देखिए असम में वर्तमान में कैटल बिल है, 1950 का कैटल बिल है, उसमें सारी चीज़ें हैं, उसमें अगर कुछ करना है तो अमेंडमेंट लाइए.
But here's what the effective beef ban means in a state with at least 38% beef-eating population. The Chief Minister says it is imperative to honor the religious sentiments of the majority community that have long been ignored.
Any area where Hindu, Sikh, Jain or non-beef eating community people are residing, say in a Guwahati city, your city, so in any place of Guwahati, you will not be able to sell beef or consume beef. That is the law, because this city is substantially Hindu population.
Will you look?
There will be one or two colony which will be entirely dominated by the beef eating community. Our rule will provide the distance. If there is a one or two ward which is completely dominated by beef eating community in 95%, 99%, then you can have sale of beef in that place only.
So aren't those questioning the effective beef ban displaying signs of Hinduphobia? Because the same mentality that is questioning beef ban has also targeted a teenager who grabbed NASA internship only and only for taking a picture with idols of Hindu deities. Wouldn't it be true secularism if religious populations are not targeted for upholding their religious sentiments? Let's debate.
It will be interesting to see the kind of responses this has in Assam. I'm joined by Rupam Goswami, Chief Spokesperson of the Assam BJP. I'm also joined this evening by Partho Pratim Bora, who's the leader of the Assam Congress. I'm joined by Syed Salman Chishti of the Moinuddin Chishti Shrine of Ajmer Sharif. And Subharashtra continues on the debate. Partho Pratim Bora, what is wrong? I'm told there are a lot of people in Assam who are appreciating the very clear and strong stand taken by Himanta Biswa Sharma. Now, everybody talks about the sensitivities of the minority community. Here, Himanta Biswa Sharma is talking about the sensitivity of the Hindu community, the Jain community, the Sikh community. What is there to oppose? Why would you oppose it?
First of all, Assam has a bill in 1950. Assam has a similar law. But the thing is that at this mid of this pandemic, now at this time when everybody...
What does the pandemic have to do with it?
Everybody is fighting with their life.
What does the pandemic have to do with it?
No. Now Assam is under... First of all, Congress Party supports this bill. Congress Party doesn't oppose this bill. First of all, Congress party doesn't oppose this bill. Second,
So I want you to say, does the Congress party support a ban on the consumption of beef? Does the Congress party support a ban on the consumption of beef? Simple.
Congress party does not oppose this bill, but there should not be any religious intolerance in the name of this bill. There should
Where
not
is
be
the
mob
religious
lynching.
intolerance?
There should not be mob lynching.
Where is the religious intolerance? Where in the bill is it saying that there should be mob lynching? It talks about
UP,
restrictions on the consumption of beef.
There can be. What is the need of?
The bill is not applicable in UP. He's talking about Assam.
So much there in hurry to bring this
Rupam
bill?
Goswami.
No, Arnab, the Congress is always
UP. It can happen
appeasing
in
the
Assam also.
minority.
It can happen in Assam also.
They only want the minority as a vote bank. They never think about the majority people of Assam, because the majority people of Assam doesn't want this. They doesn't want that the beef.
We are not opposing this bill. First of all, we are not opposing this bill.
You know, the majority people doesn't want. And moreover, you know, this act was there since 1951. But Congress never tried to do something for the majority. They always for the minority people because of their vote banks. So that's
why BJP have not done anything in the last 5 years?
That is the reason the
Why
Congress is
there was
opposing.
trading going
You look
on
at
in
this
the last
time.
5 years?
How many of Congress majority people own the seats in Assam Assembly? Only the minority seats they have owned in
Minister himself says they are smuggled.
You know, so
whose government it was last 5 years? Whose government?
The main motto is to appeasement for the minority. Okay, we agree. You have done lot of appeasement to the minority. Now we are not going
in last 5 years, why there were cattle smuggled under your rule? It is under your rule cattle were smuggled to Bangladesh. Your honorable chief minister
everyone will respect. There should not be any unfair between majority of the minority. You know?
No, I think 1 minute, Rupam. I think we must see, first of all, whether you agree with Himanta Biswa Sharma or disagree, you must thank him for expressing his clear opinion on the subject. He is not trying to be squeamish about it. He says, I am against the consumption of beef if it offends the sentiments of the Hindu majority of Assam. Simple. What's the issue here? Or are we not to talk about the sensitivities of the majority community? Is the majority community or are Hindus not supposed to have any sensitivity? No, Subrashta, let's lay it here. You're basically saying Hindus should not mind.
No, what about Muslims?
Hindus should not have any sensitivities. Only in the minority community should have sensitivities.
Arnab,
that's what it boils down to.
Yes. Arnab, first of all, I would really like to congratulate Congress leader Mr. Bora. And I really have a lot of respect for him today because he, on record, he says that the Congress, Assam Congress doesn't really have a problem with the bill per se. My question is, will the National Congress accept this position? Or like Nehru left Gopinath Bordoloi in the lurch, will his great-great-grandson and his mother and sister leave Mr. Bora in the lurch too? Mr. Bora, this is a very historical thing that I'm talking about, and I'm sure you know the context. You know, MLAs after MLAs, Arnab, and we all know it. These are part of historical records. Are Hindus in a majority in Assam, in all of Assam today? Let's also address that question. Mr. Bora knows the answer to that question, which is why his own party leader, own MLAs on the floor of the House, as recent as the last assembly, have went on to talk about the challenges of demographic threat, to Assam. This bill has to be seen in the light of all of that. We all know that India, primarily Indian Muslims, are not a beef-eating population. Even if they eat beef, it is very rarely cow meat. And beef is, it's a very generic term. A lot of bovine meat is included in that. Also, Arnab, I would like to put it on record here that as a nation, we are falling prey to a trend of constitutionally irresponsible and unresponsive and also undemocratic modes of protest, something that Dr. Ambedkar warned against in his last speech in the Constituent Assembly. Every time we see an act being promulgated, there are these protests on the streets, there are these protests in media, and the very same opposition leaders don't want to discuss the nitty-gritties in the actual well of the House or the Assembly. This is a very, very critical time. There may
Salman,
be problems with the bill, policy problems with the bill, but the point is,
Salman,
let's look at the larger sentiment behind
Let me
it.
come in here. We don't have problem. We don't have problem.
First of all, Partho Pratim, don't be nervous.
Consumption of beef.
Partho Pratim, you are looking and sounding nervous. It is almost as if Himanta Biswa Sharma has called your bluff. This debate will be put in a larger national context. And what is the national context? Mulayam Singh Yadav said in January 2017, I will live for Muslims and I will die for Muslims also. Nobody said there's anything wrong. Imams were being given monthly stipends in Bengal. That was secularism. In parts of Assam, in certain educational institutions,
Secularism means
Fridays were declared the weekly off. Fridays were declared the
we
weekly
should
off.
not segregate the society.
Assam is not Dubai. Assam is not the United Arab Emirates. Why were Fridays the off day?
Assam is
In some
not
educational
Dubai.
institutions?
But we should not segregate the society on the basis of
Why was one
eating beef,
religion
not
given
eating
precedence
beef.
over
We
Durga
should not
Puja in
separate the
Bengal?
population on the basis of
Why was
eating beef, not eating beef.
why were Durga Puja idol
No,
immersions put on a waiting list in Bengal? And when Himanta Biswa Sharma is saying, do not have beef if it offends the feelings of the majority Hindu community, why is it such a big issue? Why?
We are not against this bill, but it cannot be segregated.
You will have to take a
one
position.
community as beef eating, one other community as not beef eating.
No. Is that the issue or is it
no
that?
logic.
Like
Arnab
this part
Partho
is
has no
visiting, this
logic.
part of the
He
area
doesn't
is not
have any
visiting.
points to say.
We are
There is no logic.
we are dividing the society.
Partho, you must, Partho, I have one advice for your party. You must go by what is right. The problem is you have divided the world into Muslim vote banks and Hindu vote
It
banks.
is right.
The day you stop doing that, it will be better.
No. It is BJP. It is BJP. We bought that bill in 1950. It is Congress party
Okay,
under
so
the leadership of Gopinath Bordoloi.
let me bring in Syed Salman Chishti.
But we are
Syed Salman Chishti, here's a contrary view. The feeling is among a lot of people now that majority sentiment has been trampled on. Sentiments of the Hindu majority have been disregarded. And that is why when the Assam Chief Minister says effectively I will have a beef ban, it becomes a big issue. Why should the sentiments of the Hindu majority not be a serious factor in policy making? Please tell me.
Well, Arnab, and greeting of peace to all here. And as we have been going through all the reports that's been coming in for the beef ban, and it's not something which is a first that is happening from Assam. There are other places also across India where there are similar bans on beef eating. And if you talk about Rajasthan, we know that there is some strict bans. But the point here is that it has to be pan-India understanding that we do understand, and eating beef or not eating beef is not intimate to any particular religion, or we are talking about Islam. That in Islam also it is not an intimate part of the faith. But at the same time, when the policies are being made, it shouldn't be state-wise. What we are advocating here, not only now, but earlier also, that let there be a policy which is comprised of entire India from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. And if in India has to be, we are open to advocating beef ban in pan-India. At the same time, we also propose that there be in pan-India alcohol ban as well. So India could be one pioneer country. India could be one pioneer country.
We are talking about religious sentiments.
India,
you can't compare. You can't compare alcohol and beef.
The Assam Chief Minister, Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma, has made it very clear that if tomorrow you want to advocate for alcohol ban or even pork ban, he will consider it. What is your problem then? You're talking about Rajasthan, etc., etc. Let us also understand that Northeast has a completely different culture than the western part of the country. Western part of the country is a very, Jain-led tradition where you don't even touch onion and garlic. And you go to Meghalaya, beef ban is almost an impossibility there. Beef is a part of the regular, cuisine.
And Syed Salman Chishti. Syed Salman Chishti, there's
Advocate for a nationwide culinary choices. I don't understand.
Syed Salman Chishti, we are talking about sensitivities. No, yes. One India, one constitution, one rule. Can I please put a counter to you? Please let me remind you that in 2017, right? Members of the Youth Congress in Kerala publicly slaughtered a calf in the name of a protest. The carcass of the calf was made to lie in the middle of the road. The blood spilled over the streets. Right? It happened. Right? And no, one minute. It happened. Why did that happen? Because the center. Why did it happen? Because the Congress had to kill the calf, bleed the calf in the middle of the road, because there had been a rule to ban illegal slaughterhouses. So the way of protesting was to deliberately provoke the Hindu community. I'm sorry. Question is, provoking, 1 minute, sir, allow me. Provoking, insulting the Hindu community is okay. But respecting the sentiments of the Hindu community is communal. Explain this to me. Then why was this done?
No, absolutely.
Where was this lobby then?
Provoking the sentiments of any community is not acceptable. And our sister just talked about Rajasthan and talk about the Jain community. Let me tell you about Ajmer Dargah Sharif itself. That from last 800 years, the langar that is being served inside the Dargah is pure vegetarian, where we don't even use onion and garlic, so that even our Jain brothers, sisters community, they can participate in serving and also taking the langar. So the Sufis have always stood by the teachings of the Chishti Auliyas have always stood by.
I'm not questioning the Sufi teachings. I am saying that is it not welcome, Syed Salman Chishti, that in a country where the sentiments of the Hindu community have been routinely attacked, lacerated, abused, where when Hindus take a dip in the holy Ganga, Congress leaders say, इस हमाम में सब नंगे हैं, गंगा माता की जय, where this is the level of abuse thrown at the Hindu community in this country, and where when NASA interns get a picture taken in front of Goddess Saraswati, they are trolled by these very same people on the social media for being practicing Hindus, that in this country, when the chief minister of a state says, please respect the sentiments of a Hindu community, it should become a massive matter of controversy. Why not for once? Let me say this.
Well,
why not for once say no, the sentiments of the Hindu community matter?
Political parties.
Every community.
This is the take of the political parties, not from our spiritual organization. We respect the sentiments, as I have mentioned, our practices, not from now, but from last 800 years, these practices are intact. But what we are advocating, let's announce a complete
Goswami.
The sentiments of India since independence.
I give you my
They only knows a vote bank of minority. They are only appeasing the minority. So the people of India have came to know that this Congress is never for the Hindu or the majority people of India.
There was a cow trading going on in
fact,
Assam.
during the partition also, the country was divided on the basis of religion.
Cow smuggling
And
going
still,
on. Why they are,
the minorities are more safe in India.
Closing the debate tonight. Hemanta Biswa Sarma's statement is going to be debated for a long time. Do you think there is time or need for an all-India beef ban on the consumption, transportation or supply or export or import of beef? Tell us what you think, ladies and gentlemen. And two quick responses before I go tonight from Arnab Online. Bhargavi Atul Bajpai says, hello Arnab sir, we liked your debate on the Delhi High Court interim order. All the best for Republic Global. Thank you very much, Bhargavi. Thanks so much for that. Veera Kumar says, hats off to Republic TV for exposing the real terror threat in many parts of India, unlike many opposition leaders and media houses for keeping mum. Absolutely spot on, Veera. And I'll see you all at 9 o'clock tomorrow. Till then, good night and goodbye.